is for you. Oh! Azaga, zaga, zaga. Azaga, zaga. Onde chicos? No, I won't any. Kaikene Fred Wanko Ezudo Ezenwafosi Ajalebia Publisher African Lifestyle Magazine Chicago Wafo Nte Chicago Chiejemba.
I just love that music. This episode is going to be about the FBI reports that were released on Monday on Bola Ahmed Tinubu's drug dealing in the 90s, 80s, and 90s in the United States, based out of Chicago. But it's not going to be about me talking about it, because when I talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you can no longer be objectively criticizing a bad person in Nigeria if you're not from the same tribe, you're tribalistic. So I decided to present what Maiyegun is saying on his blog about the FBI reports on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I am one of Maiyegun's biggest fans, and I'm an Igbo person. So I wonder if I'm tribalistic by being a fan of Maiyegun, or being a fan of Dele Farotimi, or being a fan of Rufai Oseni, or being a fan of Shenwu on Channels TV, or being a fan of Maiyegun on Channels TV. I could go on and on and on. These are all Yoruba people that I consider objective in their reporting. But Maiyegun did an excellent job of breaking down the details about how far-reaching the drug dealing of Bola Ahmed Tinubu was. Which brings us to the question, how is Bola Ahmed Tinubu going to rule with so much garbage about him? How is he going to be received in Benin Republic, except for the hired fans they are going to have when he goes there? How is he going to be received in Ghana, except for hired fans? How is he going to be received in any place in the world, except when the clowns go to welcome him? Nigeria is in trouble. But before I bring you Maiyegun, there's a story that caught my attention today. It's a video in the lobby of a Protea Hotel in Owerri. Protea Hotel is a Marriott hotel, which means that Protea Hotel is one of the nicer hotels in any city in Nigeria. And I've stayed in Protea Hotel in Lagos and Abuja. Excellent place by any standard. Ladies from Federal Girls Government Secondary School Owerri planned an alumni reunion, 50th reunion. And months ahead of time, they made reservations at the Protea. In Nigeria, when you make reservations, you pay. So they paid months ahead of time, only to arrive. And they came in from all parts of the world, including Chicago. And when they arrived, half of them had no rooms, because the rooms that were reserved for them had been given to politicians. This is why I'm interested in this story. The corruption of politicians, bribing and intimidating and getting their way. That's all part of the Tinubu effect in Nigeria. It's only gonna get worse. And one of the ladies there is my friend's wife. She went home for this reunion. Watch. You can see the women really stranded. Well, just wait. The video is coming on to it. As the video moves on, that's one of the lady. No, that's probably a receptionist at the hotel. Here is the front desk. Okay, here are people at the hotel, probably embarrassed. Here is one of the ladies approaching the front desk. Look at that lady tired. Look at her. You could tell how frustrated. These are women who have been traveling probably for the last 24, 36, 48, 72 hours from different parts of the world. This lady here is telling them that this is Protea Hotel. We came here because it's Protea, it's a Marriott. The service should be better and the reliability should be better. But no, it's not. The women are stranded, have no idea where they're going to spend the night, and just stuck. Look at them. I mean, I really give these women credit because they really handled it professionally. Ordinarily, in a typical situation in Nigeria, this whole lobby would be turned upside down. Folks, that's Nigeria for you, and it's only gonna get worse. Believe me, it's only gonna get worse. The crooks are running the asylum. Now to Maiyegun. This is, if you haven't been watching Maiyegun, you really need to tune into Maiyegun. His shows are very entertaining, but very, very informative too. Listen to him and what he has about the FBI reports that just came out on Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come.
Maiyegun today, oh, look at the NLC chairman's face. One NLC chairman, Nigeria Labour Congress chairman. They beat and blue black like that. Omo, you don't get democracy. Oh. FBI have dropped the document of a criminal record of Tinubu. Tinubu and his lawyers, they were able to win a court case that said for privacy reasons, Tinubu's name should be removed from that FBI document. Baba, I'm going to share that document with you. One way he came and said this morning on Maiyegun's Diary Political on Facebook, the way he came and he said, you this Maiyegun, you are just a very black, Sha abused me, Sha. Then said, it is because you have easy life abroad. If them born your papa well, come back to Nigeria. I know they come. And I am not your human rights fighter. I know they fight for anybody. I am only helping you to put your life and your thoughts together and pick the reason why the life they are forcing on you now, you want a better one. If you are comfortable with it, kilo come here, you are living in the shit hole. You are defending the criminals who are making the shit hole more shit hole for you in your life, instead of standing up one day and say, I am fighting for human rights of Nigeria. Go and fight for animal rights. Oh, that is more reasonable. Go and pick any animal that you believe that they are endangered species and pick the fight and start fighting for animals. Don't fight for Nigerians. FBI released over 300 documents on how Tinubu and his gang were trading heroin in America. How they were, in fact, he said he's an accountant, Abi, that he worked for Deloitte. That is a lie. He never worked for anybody called Deloitte. The only people Tinubu worked for as an accountant was accountants to heroin dealers. And I didn't know there is something called drug mathematics. I didn't know. FBI, in their own investigation, some of the evidences, right, they were picked from the trash can, the bin of Tinubu and his associates. the bins they have disposed of, piece of papers that they have pieced, FBI put all of them together. That was when I realized that there is something called heroin math or drug math. Or more drug math. Wow. Tinubu was an accountant to drug dealers. These people were making, as at 1990, they were making between $15,000 and $20,000 every day. Yes. No wonder when the DEA, IRS, who were tracing the narcotic trading involving Tinubu and his wife and his cousin, when they were investigating them, around that time, Tinubu has already run away from America. So they found $1.8 million in his bank account. Now, that $1.8 million as a proceed of drug trafficking, you could now tell. When they asked Tinubu, how did he make $1.8 million? You know what he said? He said his mother, Abibatu Mogaji, FBI, also quoted Tinubu's mother, Abibatu Mogaji, in the drug dealing investigation. That is true. He said he inherited money from his mother, and that's how he got money to put in America. But when he told he told people in Nigeria that Deloitte paid him $1.8 million, and he put the money inside his bank account in America. That's what he told Nigerian media, or that's what Nigerian media are helping him to say. We'll start with this. For you to understand, initially they were celebrating, they were so happy when they heard that FBI will no longer release Tinubu's criminal record because American court said they shouldn't. So they were celebrating that. But when you look at this is from the FBI, United States Department of Justice. And if you look, if you read on the top right, where it says Greenspan v. EOUSA et al., a civil action number, the case number, request, FOIPA request number, you see that there. Then subject. Can you see where it says subject? See who is the subject? Bola Tinubu et al. So this is the name that Tinubu paid $2.5 million for to be removed. He actually wanted this whole thing never to be released. Okay? So what he now did was that they managed to use $2.5 million to remove his name. But the subject of the report is about him. So when you now start looking what they agreed to release and others, the FBI has over 70,000 documents on Tinubu. That's what they told us. Now from here is where the document started, okay? And it wasn't even in Chicago area. It was in Indianapolis, as you can see. Okay, so look at this. It is Lee Andrew Edwards, aka Lee A. Andrew, aka Lee Edward Andrews. Okay, then Adegboyega Akande. So Adegboyega Akande, that is Tinubu's cousin. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stroll through them. I want you to keep staring at your TV. Don't bother reading them, okay? This is the criminal record of the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, okay? So a complete career criminal, a hardened criminal. You know what I mean? A accountant to drug dealers. That is the president of Nigeria. And Supreme Court of Nigeria can't change that. You see those places where you are seeing all those dash. If you see SA before the dash, that is them trying to redact, to remove the name of the investigating officers, the officers who investigated this crime at the time. So Just so you pay attention, by the way. And these are documents. Let me see if I can actually reduce it enough to give it a proper context. This is the President of Nigeria. All right. An inquiry of IOALs revealed the following vehicle registration data. So these are Tinubu's data. They are trying to redact out of there because the court said they shouldn't put his name. You understand that now? So they were monitoring all of their activities, all of their movement, the places where they were meeting, those involved, the point where they were selling all the drugs and everything, right? All of these were detailed in these reports. How how Lee Andrew, who has so many properties across Indianapolis, so where they were using fronts, where they were using their wives to open bank accounts, you know, how they are calculating their money, the money being made, who was the supplier. So how they were using all of these properties where they were actually like cash picking points, drug picking points, where Tinubu, the accountant, was also banking the money and making details of how he's kind of moving the money for them, kind of cleaning the money for them, all of this. So this were the part of the initial investigation details of these documents. It is only when you get into the middle that you begin to now see the what I called drug mathematics. Okay, so people were being picked. People went to jail because of this. So, and that's why a lot of people are wondering why Tinubu was. America didn't request for the extradition of Tinubu, but rather they decided to recruit him. So could it just have been that instead of him going to jail, right, he became the asset of the American CIA? A lot of speculation and hope, because you can't have all of this information on somebody who committed this kind of crime in America, and somehow you only ask him to forfeit $460,000 and forget jail. There must be more. You know what I mean now? So people are asking questions, but again, they want us to to make do with the available ones. And yeah, you don't need anybody to kind of remind you or tell you how bad this is. Okay? You don't need anybody to, right? Now, you have a country being led by drug dealers. Now, they even bought in their drug dealing business, they even bought a liquor store. You know, those liquor store where you go to the corner shop to buy your drink and all of that. They even bought one, which was actually being used for the drug money, for laundering drug money as well. All of this, Tinubu was deeply involved, like seriously involved. The head of the operation was his own cousin. Do you understand that? So they were deeply involved. And the two of them were from Iragbiji in Osun State. Do you get that now? So yeah, a check of the records of the California DMV revealed one. That is Tinubu's name. I told you, everywhere you see all these blanks, yeah, those are Tinubu's names being taken out. For example, here is one. It's like putting down your report, right? It said the Chattanooga and surrounding area cross-reference directory shows the subscriber to telephone number 61 blah 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 blah, right? The Charlotte Motel and Restaurant, 25th Street, Cleveland, Tennessee. These are, locations of where either they bought or they were actually trading, putting people on the spot to sell those drugs. Now, let's go forward to further places where they started doing the heroin math. Okay, where they said they picked up all the evidence from the trash can of Tinubu and his crew. They said at approximately 12:31 a.m., a plastic bag containing trash was seized from the public alley located adjacent to the garage of a residence occupied by Lee Andrew Edwards at 1522 Taft Street, Gary, Indiana. This trash bag appeared to have been abandoned in as much as it was located in an area accessible to the public. The examination of the content of this bag revealed the following described items. Now take a look at this. So this is where you're going to see heroin math, okay, or drug mathematics of Tinubu and his gang as far back as early 1990. One plastic bottle containing packing cotton label pajamas, that's a quinine hydrochloride with numerous empty gel capsules. A piece of paper bearing the handwritten notation in quotes, 2 fleet enemas, buff stool softener, 1 small box Epsom salt. These were ingredients of making drugs, by the way. So 3, a piece of paper bearing the handwritten notation in quote, 226 Ws, 33 Gs, of quote. Number 4, a piece of paper bearing the handwritten notation. This was in August 1990. Sorry, I think it was in March 1990 or so. So they said W/132 now formula minus 2 is equal to 130. And times 8 is going to be $11,040. How many of you will be math genius? How many of you know this math? W/132 or W over 132 minus 2 is equal to 130 times 8, and the answer is $11,040. Heroin math. On the back of this same paper, the following notation appears: 1040, $1,040. Then the fifth one evidence is that a piece of paper bearing the following handwriting notations. Here is another one. Oh. So they entered it as evidence and they put it away. Okay. Here is another math, heroin math. Okay. Examination of the trash can. 114 times 8 is equal to W, and that is $912. All of you now will be. So what is W? W is $912. So how? Do the math. On the back of this same paper, the following handwriting notation appears. Did you see that box? Na Tinubu names. Na Tinubu name dey there. You see that box? That box that is above 114. Na Tinubu names. They said they must redacted his name out of there. Remember that. That is Tinubu's name handwritten on the paper. And he is the accountant. In Ain, they do the math. You understand? 114 times 8 is, if 114 times 8 is 912, that is W. Abi? Then another piece of paper. A piece of paper bearing the handwriting notation 941 minus 3111. On the back of this same paper was a partially illegible 3-digit number, possibly 405. A piece of paper bearing the following handwritten notation again. This time around, another Tinubu name. They have to off it, remove them. Under it, that box, so under it, you will see another formula, heroin formula. 110 W's. Then 3 minus 26. Then 15 G's. Sorry, 110 W's, 15 G's, 3.5 S. I don't even know what that means. Then 3 minus 26. The balance is going to be 256. I beg now, who know the formula? Oh, it's weight. All of you now be careful. Oh. FBI, just like your comment. Somebody said W is weight, which is true. If W is weight, that means the kilo, the weight of the heroin is W. Right. My brother, FBI, just like your comments now. They like it. That you are an expert. Very good. So, yeah, let's continue. Heroin math. So, my brother, if 110 weights or 15 G's or 3.5 is 3 minus 26, the balance is 256. Una know the formula? You know how they arrive at that? Native Tinubu's work. I want you to remember that. Another piece of paper. A piece of paper bearing the following handwriting notation. Again, see all the numbers on your screen. I don't need to read them, okay? Then one envelope addressed to They don't box Sam. Guess who is addressed to? When you see a box, what did I tell you? When you see a box, who is that addressed to? Kolu Tinubu, Nigeria president. Now let's go on. In their investigation, they also said a handwritten letter which read as follows. Do you see that big box there? That big box you are seeing? That is a letter from Leandru to Tinubu after they did all of their heroin math. So they can't release it because it is Tinubu's. It was addressed to Tinubu. You understand how he's going to bank their money? Here is another one. A piece of yellow lined paper bearing the following handwritten notation. Cigarettes, circle. So, first NIPSCO, license bureau, check mark. The bank, rent on 7th. Cleaner, Tri-City, maybe, and try to come over by 5 or 6. Tinubu. That box, now Tinubu name, there. They told him to buy cigarettes when he is coming. Okay? They said that, there's something like license, whatever, now code. Now Tinubu. Inside that thing, they still do another heroin mat, yo. See the heroin mat. 605, maybe that one are for rent. 127, maybe not for one license. But see, this was also addressed to Tinubu. Anywhere where you see box, now Tinubu did there. And because of $2.5 million, that is why you don't see his name there like that. Always remember that, okay? So here we go. Call banks life insurance, circle. Buy cigarettes. Essence order, Tinubu. Water and NIPSCO bill check. Don't forget. Check. DX, Manite, NIPSCO, crossed out. License, bureau, and cleaners. Tomorrow. Now, these license bureau and cleaners, they may be referring to their drug moves. Phone no day that time. They know the text message that time. They know you have to write note and send it. You feel me? Here is another part. Mid, erasable bond typing paper pad, empty, bearing the following handwritten notation. A, Tinubu, B, Tinubu. Then, another heroin math again. They don't do the math again. See all of that. Assorted white bond paper cut in various sizes. 2 pieces of folded aluminum foil. For those who know, those who cook drug, they always use aluminum, okay, which is aluminum foil. For those who know better anyway. A white envelope addressed to Lee Edward with a return address name, Tinubu. 3 cut straw of various sizes and colors. Straw, science student. If you know that Olamide song, a science student with straw, smoking gas and the rest of that, it was a drug world. So here is another experiment. Again, see this one, a piece of paper bearing the handwritten notation. 2 fleet enemas, BOV's 2 softener, 1 small box Epsom salt, heroin math. Again, by Kolu and his gang. So on and on like.
That's all we have for you today. A little change of style. I hope you enjoyed Maiyegun. I hope you tune into his shows. He's very good at what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is Fred Nwankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bull Talk on LNTV. Until next time, good night and God bless.
Obio Amam chuku wego, we were kebe de fusa. Amam